I'm Anisha Roy, and I did the Roosevelt High School case. The case. A landlord filed a lawsuit against a high school called Roosevelt High School in Seattle, Washington, because the high school allowed their students to publish a false accusation in their newspaper. The case stated that the Roosevelt News reported that Cicely and his brother Drake had been accused of racist renting practices at the properties they owned near the school, referred to in the article as the Cicely Slums, as stated by Nicole Hill. This is Roosevelt High School. Freedom of publishing in the school newspaper. Roosevelt High School believed that the students have the freedom to publish anything they want in their school newspaper. The high school stated, impressively, the school argued back that even if the school was liable for its students, they still could not have censored the paper due to the students' First Amendment rights, as they did by fire. The accuser, Hugh Cicely, believed that students should not publish false accusations about anyone in their school newspaper. The accuser of the case. Hugh Cicely and his family were not the best housekeepers because they were accused of keeping their rental homes in bad conditions. Seattle Weekly stated, since at least 1998, Hugh Cicely and his brother Drake have been known as being among the 3 worst slumlords in the Seattle area, whose rental properties have been cited dozens of times for housing and building code violations, as stated by Jonathan Walzak. Even though the claims about Hugh Cicely were true, he thought that the claims written by Roosevelt High School was false. Awareness of student publishing in high school newspapers. After the Roosevelt High School case, other high schools should be aware of what is being written in their school newspaper by their student writers. Other high schools began to control what their students will write about in their high school newspaper. Students will be careful about their writing, and eventually their creativity will be diminished. Newspaper program. High schools can have a newspaper program during off-school hours, so students can learn how to write effective and good stories in their newspapers. Instead of having a high school newspaper that has restrictions on what students should be writing, high schools should have a newspaper program that is off their high school campus. High school students writing in school newspapers. In high school, students are learning how to write creatively, so lawsuits such as the Roosevelt High School case can interfere with how a high school student was taught to write. It is important that students in high schools learn how to write effectively, so if they want to write in other newspapers, they have the adequate skills. Accuser losing the case. Hugh Cicely was persistent in pursuing his side against Roosevelt High School. Seattle Weekly stated, but Cicely didn't stop there, recently filing notice that he plans to appeal the case, as stated by Jonathan Walzak. Judge Kimberly Prochnow ruled that Hugh Cicely did not win the Roosevelt High School case, but Cicely still wanted to pursue the case. Hugh Cicely had taken this case seriously, and he was persistent on the side he had taken against Roosevelt High School. Roosevelt High School's argument. Roosevelt High School's argument stated, even if the school was liable for its students, they still could not have censored the paper due to students' First Amendment rights as stated by fire. Hugh Cicely believed that the high school should have taken control over the student writers who were part of their school newspaper. The Roosevelt High School case being a significant case. The Roosevelt High School case is a significant case that has brought up awareness to other high schools about material that is being published in their newspapers. Other high schools will be aware of what is being written in their newspaper because of the Roosevelt High School case. High schools should promote a separate newspaper program so high schools do not have to endure further cases such as the Roosevelt High School case.